Recording this video after close of trade Friday, 3rd of February 2012. Hope you had a good day's trading. Just before I get into the charts, just want to thank everybody for the kind emails I've been getting over the last couple of days. Latest version of the indicator's just been released to all the TradeStation customers, so everybody should be kind of set up there. If you've got all three indicators, you'll be receiving, or I should have received, the latest versions now, so that's all kind of good. And getting some great feedback from the indicators. These simplified kind of installation process, where everything is kind of all combined into one, and the kind of upgraded indicators seem to be going down well. So that was kind of my major concern, was just to make this as simple as possible. Most people kind of buy all three indicators. Why not just kind of make it an all-in-one type package? It's easier for updating. It's easier for tutorials. It's less intimidating when you kind of get into the better indicators. So there we go. It seems to be working out. Got some great emails over the last 2 days, so thank you for those. In terms of NinjaTrader multi-charts ready to go. I'll get that going in the next day and a half. And NinjaTrader, just as soon as I get them back from my Ninja Coder, they'll be out as well. So that'll be happening over the next few days. So to some charts. Well, what do you know? Employment numbers kind of come out. ISM non-manufacturing index comes out. Factory orders kind of come out, and we explode kind of higher. It's pretty toppy though. Must admit, it feels like it's like the third Friday I've been saying, oh, it's pretty toppy, and professionals kind of taking profits into the weekend, and then the amateurs kind of getting sucked in the next day. Yep, I mean, the story kind of continues. We've got more kind of explosive, high average trade size, kind of explosive exhaustion type volume at the end of the move and so on. So I'll just show you some charts. But a couple of things to note. First of all, volume over the last couple of days really light. 1.3 million contracts today. Yesterday it was only 1.1 million contracts traded. Thanks to Tim Backshall, who sent me an email just saying that was the lightest volume all year. Absolutely right. So there it is, and then we've got this kind of little bar here. Wasn't a high volume churn bar, but again, just lack of demand up there potentially. In terms of sine wave, I said this thing wouldn't be over till we saw pullback to end of trend on the 135-minute chart, and there it is, 135-minute chart, pullback to end of trend. Went off last bar on yesterday, and then we've just had a blip up above it. Sometimes these things do kind of have a little bit of a bounce and then kind of come back. So just be aware of that. And in terms of trade size, this is the average trade size chart. It's the same coloring as Better Pro-Am, but it's not the same algorithm as Better Pro-Am. So I'd use something totally different for these charts. But this is kind of daily chart here, and you can see high average trade size coming into these highs. So it is kind of more profit taking, kind of classic profit taking, and professionals do leg into these moves. But we've got a little bit of time to run on Better Trend. Better Trend hasn't oscillator hasn't turned over yet, so it's quite a lot of bullishness around at the moment, but there's weakness within the numbers, if you like. And then here we go, two kind of exhaustion volume signals over the last couple of days, trailed up the stop on Better X Trend. So just watch out for these. In terms of higher time frame tip trend charts, 40,500 tip trend chart. I mean, we've had our exhaustion buying, and look at all these flush patterns, bang, bang, bang. And there was the news, the employment numbers kind of pre-open, and support yesterday, resistance today, blue professional bar at the end of the day. If we go down to the 13,500. I mean, this was looking such like a classic setup, kind of pre-open. Last couple of days we'd had exhaustion buying, pullback to end of trend with a bearish divergence signal, and then a flush pattern, Rambo bars here, kind of pre-open, just flushing out the last of those bars, and then the news kind of came out, and bang, we just moved forward. So we've got to make another pullback to end of trend type sequence on 13,000. So it was looking like a kind of a decent signal before the news. Didn't play out that way. In terms of 4,500 tip bar chart though, looking over the last couple of days, so these grey vertical lines are the beginnings of the day. So this is Friday's activity, Thursday, Wednesday. So you can see we had these exhaustions, almost like a double bottom type pattern, exhaustion selling signals here, bullish divergence, first bullish divergence signal kind of comes in, bang, bang, holds each time we come down into these 1320 type levels. It was yesterday kind of Rambo patterns here, and then we kind of made this advance and then broke into another uptrend at this point. So end of trend moves with cyclical activity and into the next trend move, and then pull back to end of trend. You can see we've kind of just pushed above that a little bit on the 4,500, but all these blue professional bars at the high, Rambo pattern up here, weak buying, not an exhaustion kind of pattern up here, but this lack of volume is kind of just showing a lack of demand at those highs, and the high average trade size just to me kind of smells of profit taking at the highs. And then 15,500, 1500 tip bar chart for my day trading, because, let me just close this up a little bit. I mean, this kind of pre-open. There's the employment numbers, just went kind of ballistic at that point. Once you've had a move like that, and so I'm just trading after the open, the range has been had. The best move of the day has been had kind of here, so it's always a bit tricky, and you can see it's just a stair-stepping all the way up in terms of cyclical resistance and support levels here. No trend moves on the 1500 tip bar chart. There's one, I think, trend move on the 500 tip bar chart. I initially, because I saw this weakness kind of just after the open, kind of went short, but as soon as this blue professional bar, this one kind of comes in and holds at support, and then this one kind of starts to take off. The professional's kind of buying a little bit of a breakout move, bang. So I reversed my short and went long at 35.25, and got out kind of up here. I actually moved my target to 40.25, and then when I saw Rambo pattern and blue professional bar kind of coming in here at the highs, I changed my target down to 39.25 and kind of got out at 4 points on that. But I got a 1.5 point loss on the first trade of the day, so I was only up 2 3/4. But I just quit at that point. The reason for quitting at that point is that the good trend move has happened, and all you're going to be doing is sitting around through chop for the entire day. So and that's dangerous. So I'd rather be out with a little bit. It wasn't my 4 point kind of daily type target, but it was enough for me to say no. That's dangerous, and we spent the rest of the day kind of essentially profit taking at the highs, and that's why the move never really got kind of past that release after the ISM and non-manufacturing numbers and the employment numbers earlier. Anyway, so just my thoughts on the market there. I will tag on my day trades, and I hope you traded well. Looking forward to the weekend. Got 34 even. Just gone short 34 even. And reason for getting short, there's no kind of end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart. 1500 kind of exploded up into the 30s, but finding it difficult to get through here. So first blue professional bar is kind of, we're just tried to break the highs of that. Now we're coming down to the lows, so that looks like it could be kind of falling through the ice. And here we go, we're coming back to support. That was an amateur up bar, kind of just lost it temporarily, swinging over on the 500 tip bar chart. So now we're on an uptrend on the 45, but just looking for somewhere to find support kind of down here, just wondering if the level's kind of further down than 34. So anyway, short okay, here blue professional bar, 1500 tip bar chart, again kind of falling through the ice through a support level here. So let's see if this kind of travels a little bit. We're down at 8,000s on the Better Pro-Am reading. It's very weak buying, everything's kind of below the zero line, so short 34 even. So a couple of minutes later we're just kind of caught up here in the 34s. So because we're still, we broke the high of this last bar at support, but it hasn't kind of got through 35s at this amateur bar, so kind of pretty unconvincing at the moment. You got a little bit of support kind of coming in here, but you got to see a bunch of these on the 500 before catching a proper bottom. Support due on 45, but if this just fell through support and went to pull back to end of trend and then kind of coincided with blue professional bars kind of coming on 45, that would be a nice kind of stop. So stop to this downtrend. So coming back through this, testing this kind of support, we've got cyclical resistance kind of coming now on 500 tip bar chart. First, just long 35.25. So long 35.25. So 1.25 loss on that trade. So blue professional bar kind of came in here. Cyclical support kind of coming. I was looking at this amateur bar and thinking maybe it looks like this, we'll kind of turn around and go through it. Didn't, kind of broke up to 35s. Blue professional bar kind of comes in, and we've got this support kind of due, so why not? Looks like it's going to make some kind of blow off move. So let's see what happens when it kind of tests the highs. Well, Rambo pattern at 35s, but pullback support's coming on 45, so there's a scenario we could break into a uptrend here, into a pullback to end of trend that'll go off when we get cyclical resistance kind of come in here on 45, which then this pullback to end of trend will be cyclical resistance on 4,500 tip bar chart. So everything kind of, finishes with a blow off end of trend. Up on the highs, what am I looking for? This is 36.75, the high pre-open. So my target's up at 39s, but seems like a long way away. Let's see. Just coming out to 9 AM, we got factory orders, ISN non-manufacturing. Oh, here we go. And target's at 39. Fractional bar here, exhaustion buying, come down quite a bit. See if we find a little bit of support. Cyclical resistance 1500 tip bar chart. Blue exhaustion, blue professional bar on the way up. Nice to see this as a pullback to end of trend, and this one's an end of trend too, so with that coming back to entry point, but it's got to find pullback to end of trend. You thought at final kind of move to test these highs. Target's at 39.25. Was thinking about moving out to 40.25, but we got end of trend's going to go off on the 4,500 tip bar chart. It's kind of, exhaustion buying on the 500 tip bar chart, hammered down bars here. Let's catch support here. There'll be pullback and an uptrend, maybe test the highs and see. Don't think it's just going to roll over, so there we go. Pullback, Rambo pattern, right at the lows there, kind of goes off. So I think it's going to test back up, but whether it's going to make it to 39s or even 40s. So let's see. It's kind of funky market today, very weird kind of shapes and patterns, and it's all data release driven. Just raising my target of 40.25, and I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky. I'm trying to pick up that point and a quarter I lost on the first trade. So pull back at Rambo, kind of seemingly is holding at 36. We're coming back up, so we'll make an end of trend at some point here. Bullish bearish divergence signal right on the zero line here, just shows kind of confusion, likely to break into a trend. You can see better sine waves just kind of rolling over on a 4500 tip bar chart, just kind of here. It's not a classic kind of like this turnover, but you get turnovers like here, so we'll print an end of trend on the 4500 tip bar chart, which will then coincide with the cyclical resistance that's kind of due on 40,500 with a flush signal up here. So just gone off. There we go. End of trend 4500 tip bar chart. So maybe I'm really pressing my luck by putting my target up here, but anyway, let us see. Here we go. Exhaustion buying coming on 500 tip bar chart. 39s coming up. So here's 12,000 on better momentum. That's a huge reading. So the initial target was just here, and I don't know, no blue fractional bars on the way up yet. None really on the 500 either. But okay, that'll be end of trend on this one. But it's got to roll over. It's got to find divergence path. There we go. Exhaustion buying, end of trend signal, blue professional bar. You've got to see a divergence signal before it rolls over, so hopefully we'll just catch and just push up momentarily. Bearish divergence went off on the 500 tip bar chart, and 39.25 got hit. I'm feeling really stupid about moving the target, but this has got to make, because the exhaustion signal went off on the end of trend, this has got to make second cyclical turn after end of trend to be finally over. Got to find support at some point, coming down a little bit. No blue professional bars on the highs up here yet. So let's find that support. Yeah, make another rush for the highs, please. Come up to 40 and a quarter. I'm just reading all the commentary on the employment numbers and how, well, Denninger thinks they were all a lie. I kind of tend to agree with them, but anyway. Come on up. Go. Blue professional bars going to come in. We're at 39 and a quarter. Just got this little support underneath us. Just looking for that final little pop. Give us a flush signal or something like that. Bearish divergence, something like that on 15. Come on. Agonizing here. Rambo patterns just come off on 500, 1500 tip bar chart. We're at the previous target, and I'm just looking for this. Got resistance kind of due, so tempted just to jump out, but we just might see just a final little blow off into a flash pattern at 39 and a quarter. Couldn't stand it. Blue professional bar kind of came in after the Rambo pattern. We got resistance here kind of due, and I'll just be kicking myself if we come down like this and don't make the 40. So 4 points on that trade. Quite happy with that. That was it's all data driven today. The employment numbers and the ISM numbers kind of coming out. So what is that? Only up to 2 3/4. Must admit, feel like calling it a day. Okay, here we go. Amateur down bar comes in, blue professional bar kind of comes in. It'll probably make another rush for the highs, put in that flush signal. Anyway, I'm happy with that. Interesting in terms of, here's 500 tip bar chart, pullback to end of trend, 1500 resistance, 4500 pullback to end of trend. So that's on that, and then on the 40,500 tip bar chart, this will be a cyclical resistance point around here. And everything's kind of blow-off activity. We'll see. Not sure who's kind of game to be pushing this up at the 1330s, 1340s. But anyway, 9:20 a.m. Chicago time. I'm going to leave it at that. Hope you traded well. Well, 20 minutes later, and we come back up to 39 and a quarter, having found support on the 1500 tip bar chart. Rambo patterns kind of down here, finding support. Bang, come up. Just didn't quite make it to 40 and a quarter, and this whole family of blue professional bars here. One on the 1500 tip bar chart. We've got cyclical resistance kind of here. 13,000 is a big reading, better momentum. We had kind of exhaustion here. We had a whole signal on the series on the 500. So this was the ISM numbers at 9 a.m. And then there's exhaustion, bearish divergence, and then exhaustion again. So I thought it might be a kind of a flush pattern around here, but it ended up being exhaustion here. Here we go, down at 38. It's a whole series of blue professional bars. I'd suggest they're getting out, and there's bearish divergence, bang, just gone off on the 1500 tip bar chart. So exhaustion signal, bearish divergence. The reason we didn't get a pro signal exit just up here was because there was no kind of blue professional bars in the vicinity, kind of around here. So just a note on that. There we go. So I suppose I'm glad to be out at 39. Well, maybe we're coming up. Maybe we'll hit it. Who knows?